Hello everyone, I am Anuja Zappe from Sanjini College of Engineering, Kopargaon. Now let us see the second problem of finite element analysis of frame structure. So in first video we have seen the first problem of finite element analysis for frame structure. So in that video the standard stiffness matrices for beam member and column member are given. So refer that video for standard stiffness matrix of beam and column. Now let us see this second problem. Analyze the frame shown in figure using finite element method and draw bending moment diagram. Neglect axial deformation. So here this problem is given. Frame ABCD. AB is a column, BD is the overhang part of beam, and BC is a beam. Support A and C are given fixed support, while DB part is given overhang part. So this overhang part DB, the load at D point 20 kilonewton at a distance of 1 meter, that we can have a moment at B point, that moment that is 20 kilonewton into a 1 meter distance. So that moment it is 20 kilonewton meter. So here that is shown in this figure. We can have this problem in this way. The remaining loading conditions are same as it is. Member ABBC, simply the overhang part that we have converted into a moment of 20 kilonewton meter acting at B point. That is the external moment acting at B support. Now let us solve this problem. Steps are same as per the previous video. So very first, determine the degree of freedom. So here as you can see there are total 3 joints, 3 supports nodes, A node, B node and C node. So at each node you have to consider 3 degrees of freedom, 2 translation and 1 rotation. Therefore the total degree of freedom here are 9. The number of elements are 2, that is member AB and member BC. AB column member, BC beam member. So here those 9 degrees of freedom are represented in this figure. At A support 1, 2, 3 horizontal translation, vertical translation and 3 is rotation. At B support 4, 5, 6, 4 horizontal translation, 5 vertical translation, 6 rotation. At C joint 7, 8, 9, 7 horizontal translation, 8 vertical translation, 9 rotation. You have to maintain the same sequence. At each node first represent horizontal translation, second represent vertical translation and third represent rotation. Okay, so here arrows that mention the translation and circular arrow represents rotation. Okay, so here as you can see from this figure, we can analyze this figure here, that this frame ABC frame, as at C point it is given a fixed support. So because of that fixity at C support, the sway of frame it will be prevented. That means this frame you can consider it, this frame is called as non-sway frame, where delta is 0. Okay, so unknown in this frame are only that is rotation at B. Okay, so at degree of freedom number 6, that is theta B, so that is unknown here. So here writing the boundary conditions, you can make a tabular format as we have done in the previous problem. That way here I have not done that tabular format, simply written a summary that number of elements are 2, degrees of freedom are represented in the figure, unknowns are written separately and boundary conditions are written here. So unknown, that is number 6, theta B is unknown. It is a non-sway frame, so delta is 0, that is not considered here. And boundary conditions. So boundary conditions in this figure, you can see A and C support are fixed support. So at A and C support, degrees of freedom number 1, 2, 3 and degrees of freedom number 7, 8, 9, they are 0. That is written here, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9 are 0 because of fixed support. Then number 5, that is at B point, the vertical translation at B point, that is also 0 because that is a pin support, and one more reason, that is it is the axial translation of column. Okay, and then After that, this number 4 and 7, because it's a non-sway frame, so delta, which represents at the beam level, so number 4 and 7 which are equal, that is also equal to 0 because it's a non-sway frame. So total number of unknowns are only 1, that is number 6. Remaining all are 0. Okay, so this is your first step. The second step, that you have to write element stiffness matrix. So referring to the standard stiffness matrices from the previous video of finite element analysis for portal frame. So for member AB, which is a column member, so calculate the parameters 12 EI upon L cube, 6 EI upon L square, 4 EI upon L and 2 EI upon L, and write those elements at their proper places in this matrix. So be careful to write remember the minus sign, that is only in the first row, first column, except this one. Okay, the minus sign it is here and here in this, except this one. Okay, and then write down the degrees of freedom, associated degrees of freedom for each column and for each row. So for member AB, as you can see here in this, for member AB, 1 3 1 2 3 4 5 6. So here in this figure 2 and 5, they are axial translation, so neglect that. So here degrees of freedom associated with that are only 1 3 4 6. Okay, so 1 3 4 6. Write this sequence for each column and each row of member of stiffness matrix AB. 1 3 4 6 1 3 4 6. Okay, so here this matrix is completed for member AB. Then write down for the second element BC, which is a beam member. So here parameters are same, so put the values of L and EI of member BC in this and write, give the minus sign at the proper place. So here minus sign it is for the third row, third column, except this 3 3 element. The minus sign it is here in this one. Okay, so here this matrix is completed by taking L is equal to 4 meter and EI is equal to 2 times I. Okay, and now associated displacement for BC. So for BC, you can see this figure. For BC, 4 and 7, these are the axial. Okay, so therefore neglect this 4 and 7. Now you have to write, you have to consider only this 5 6 8 9. So 5 6 8 9, that you have to write down here. It is written 5 6 8 9 5 6 8 9. Okay, so after completing this, then impose the boundary conditions. So boundary conditions here, they are written in the first step only. Number 1 is 0, so delete this for row and column corresponding to 1. Number 3 is 0, delete the row and column corresponding to 3. Number 4 is 0, number 5 is 0, 8 is 0 and 9 is 0. Okay, so now elements which are remaining here, that is only with the unknown, that is 6 6 6 6. So here from the first one it is 1.333 and from BC it is 2. So addition of these two, that will give you this reduced stiffness matrix. K is equal to EI outside, and the addition of this 2 and 1.333, that is equal to 3.333. Okay, and the associated displacement, that is 6 6, which is theta B. So once you get this reduced stiffness matrix, then calculate element nodal load vector. So for that, two members, draw it separately. Member AB, BC, show all support as a fixed support, calculate friction moment and a reaction. So AB member column, it is not loaded with any type of load, so moment and reactions are 0. While member BC, it is loaded with UDL 12 kN per meter. So calculate the friction moments WL square upon 12 at B 16 kN meter anti-clockwise, at C minus 16 kN meter, that is clockwise. and after that calculate the reaction by using equation of equilibrium. So reactions are 24 kilonewton, 24 kilonewton at B and C respectively. Now once you complete these two figures, then write down element nodal load vector Q, AB and BC for both members separately. So very first, for member AB, the associated displacement that we know from the previous step of stiffness matrices, that neglecting the axial deformation, the degrees of freedom for AB are only 1, 3, 4, 6. So 1 is translation, 3 is rotation, 4 is translation, 6 is rotation. So corresponding to that are reaction moment, reaction moment. So first reaction moment are from A, then second reaction and moment are from B. So these two elements, reaction moment 0, 0, next two elements reaction moment 0, 0. Okay, as there is no load, so QAB it is simply a null matrix 0, 0, 0, 0. Then for BC, so same order you have to follow. First write down reaction moment from B, and then second write down reaction and moment from C. So reaction 24, that is written here, moment 16 written here. Then from C, reaction 24 and moment clockwise minus 16, and their associated displacement that you have to write down first, 5, 6, 8, 9. Okay, so after completing this, then write down, impose the boundary condition 10, 30, 40, 50, 80, 90. The left is only, that is this one, 16. That is your reduced final element nodal load vector corresponding to degree of freedom number 6, that is corresponding to only unknown 16. Then apply the equation F is equal to minus Q plus joint forces minus Q, that is this one, so minus 16 plus joint forces. So joint forces are from original figure. So unknown is number 6, that is theta B. So corresponding action to this is moment at B. So in original figure, the moment at B, the overhang part that we have converted into a moment. So that moment it is of, that is written here, that moment is 20 kilonewton meter. In original figure at point B, the external moment is 20 kilonewton meter anti-clockwise. Since it is anti-clockwise, therefore you have to consider it as a positive. So minus 16 plus 20 is equal to 4. That is final equivalent load vector F, 4. Then apply the equation F is equal to K delta and get the unknown theta B, which is equal to 1.2 upon EI. And to get the moment, if you want a reaction, you can have this 4 by 4 matrix here for this K, or else if you want only moment, then you can use only the rows of moment, that is second row and the fourth row of KAB stiffness matrix. So for member AB, forces, unknown forces of F is unknown force, moment AB BA, K, that is KAB. From that we are solving only for the moment, so write only second row and the fourth row. Delta, that is all the associated displacement 1, 3, 4, 6. So 1, 3 and 4, the moments displacements are 0, and the 6 that we have calculated this plus Q after imposing the boundary condition. So QAB, it is totally 0. So here we have these moments, and similarly for BC. Once you get all these moments, then last is the bending moment diagram. So here this problem we have completed.